if you'll be my bodyguard, I can be your long lost pal. Well, I can call you Betty, and Betty you can call me. You can call me Al, call me Al.
This is Call Me Al with Al Iaquinta.
Ariel Helwani on now. Spread it on everywhere. All right.
This notorious style bender, this guy's pissing me off.
Yo.
Yo, Ariel Helwani.
What kind of jabroni, what kind of low rent situation is this? I take time out of my busy day signing 8-figure deals left and right, and I have to sit through the freaking first ever episode of what is going to eventually become the #1 podcast in the space. I finally get to put a face to the name of one of the most annoying Twitter accounts in the history of Twitter accounts. I mean, this guy, know your role and shut your mouth, Aaron. Enough with the DMs, enough bothering me. You got independent Helwani here, baby. This ain't your old Ariel Helwani. I'll let you know right now.
Wow, who's raging here?
I'm raging.
Raging Ariel.
I've been on the receiving end of enough Raging Al promos. It's time for me to take over. Now, you guys can't see me.
Break something, you won't.
Damn.
You guys hear an echo too? I could fight through it because I'm a professional broadcaster, but do you guys hear an echo when I speak?
No, you sound perfect. So what'll come out recorded, I'm not sure what the echo is with you, but it will come out perfect. It will come out a perfect recording.
Well, you are not what I thought you looked like, Aaron. I mean, this has totally broken the fourth wall for me. I mean, I can't believe I'm actually looking at you. It's a nice backdrop.
Thank you.
Al Iaquinta, top 5 greatest human beings in the history of mixed martial arts. He tells me to come on his show. I interrupt my vacation, and I say, family, stand aside.
I can't thank you enough, Ariel.
Helwani.
Anything for you. I'll run to Long Beach right now from Canada for you, Al.
You are the man. Let's go. Let's go.
So
now your roommate or your ex-roommate there, Aljo, he needs to learn a little bit of a lesson, okay? Let's not get into that, all right?
Oh, no. Hold on. Let's get into it.
It just got real.
We're going right for it.
Talk about a guy who forgot where he came from. Talk about a guy who forgot the people that propped him up when he was just working up, when he was just a young gun in the embryonic stages. All of a sudden, he tastes gold and he forgets about the people who put him on our show. You know, when he was 2-1, when he was signing deals with ROC. Don't forget where you came from, Aljo. Look at Al.
He didn't forget. We're bringing him back. He's back in Long Island tomorrow. We're going to Georgia with Marab. We're leaving on Sunday. Marab got us hooked up with. The 3 of us are going over there, and we are. I couldn't be happier. Marab's been telling us since we met him. Oh, you got to come to Georgia. You got to come to Georgia, and we're finally making it happen. We're gonna go for like a week. We're gonna hang out. I honestly don't even know.
Which part? Atlanta, Macon, Fulton County. Which part are we talking about?
The Republic.
None of that low rent real estate.
The Republic of Georgia. I don't know what goes on over there, but a bunch of mountains and horses. Beaches? I don't know. We're going to check it out. It's going to be fun. But, yeah, it's going to be...
Do me a favor, Al. If he tries to get you to jump into any kind of lake, all right, don't go head first.
No, that's true. I don't know. He's a different breed of human being. Did you see that? He just jumped up and he's fine, running around. Went back the next day for a rematch, beat up the lake. Crazy.
Unbelievable.
Legend.
Ariel, I'm so glad that the MMA hour is back.
Yes.
How about that?
Back in your life.
The show of shows, the institution, the show that they tried to shut down, the show that they tried to bring other people to sit in my chair. There's only one Heelwani, Iaquinta, and he's coming back to his throne. You hear what I'm saying?
I love it, man. I love it. That's the one thing I love about you, Ariel. You don't take shit from nobody. Nobody.
That's right. They think I'm some kind of puny Canadian. They have no idea what's running through this body. They have no idea about this Middle Eastern blood that I possess. They have no clue. The Helwani that you've seen in front of you for the past 12 years, that man is dead.
Whoa.
There's a new Helwani in front of you. His name is Independent Helwani, Unfiltered Helwani, Heelwani, El Nariz. You understand, guys?
El Narizón.
Viva la revolución.
That's
Let's go.
Heelwani. What did you think I was? What I looked like, by the way, like you're all saying this is. You think
listen,
I was like some
first
kid?
of all, you didn't even think I was actually here.
No,
you
I
thought
didn't.
It was a fake Helwani. How dare you? You think a fake Helwani would show up here? First of all, Al cut me a real nice check to show up to this little shindig. I just want to let you guys know. The guy's got
big money.
Real estate.
Nice. No, that's where all the money's at right now. Real estate.
Al, we miss you.
We do miss you.
We're working on it, Ariel. Every day we're getting a little bit better. We're getting a little bit stronger. We're trying to go down to Bioaccelerator down in Colombia. Get shot up with 5 million stem cells. And we'll see, man. We'll see. The lightweight division is crazy right now. Crazy. Did you see Makhachev he wants to fight? Doesn't he? He's got to fight, and he's talking about fighting Tony Ferguson.
They fight Saturday.
I just saw an interview. He's talking about fighting Tony Ferguson. I think that's a better fight for me, Tony Ferguson. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, obviously he's trying to plant the seed for the next one, and there's the rivalry there with Khabib, so it makes sense. But, let's get by Thiago Moises first. That guy, not a household name, but a tough out. You got to respect the guy in front of you, just 2 days away. But him versus Ferguson would be good. I don't think, if I'm Tony Ferguson's manager, I don't think I want that fight right now. I want Tony to work his way up. Makhachev is tough.
Yeah, work his way up. There's a guy named Iaquinta who's on a 2-fight losing streak. He needs to get back in there. You know what I mean?
Wait, are you
Makhachev.
Iaquinta El Kukui or Iaquinta Makhachev?
Iaquinta, both of them. But I think Tony Ferguson, I think that's the more reasonable fight right now,
Yeah, we forget. Al Iaquinta fought Khabib Nurmagomedov in 25 minutes, went a full 5 rounds on 23 hours notice, all right? So Islam Makhachev will be a walk in the park for you with a full camp. You know what I'm saying?
Personally, I thought Al was robbed in that fight, but whatever.
Yeah, I was freaking robbed. That was bullshit. I won all 5 rounds. They freaking, I don't know what the judges were looking at. It was nonsense.
Ridiculous.
How many people have gone the distance with Khabib since then?
A whole lot of 0. So no one's going 5. I don't know. I feel weird bragging about that because it's still
you brag.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
You brag.
I wish you. Yeah, I did the best I could. What are you gonna do? That's all you can do is the best you can. So
what I love about you, Al, no matter what, you always make time for us in the media. You always make time for the fans. You came on my show with the purple robe the Monday after probably the craziest weekend of your life. Would you say that was the craziest weekend of your professional life?
Yeah, if anything is crazier than that, I don't know. That was I slept 2 hours that whole thing. Adrenaline was just carrying me through. The bus incident, the bus thing happens, then the weigh-ins, Holloway's out. They tell me I'm in. I had to call. I get an extra cornerman. I'm calling up Pat DeFranco. Pat, can you get in my corner? Drives all the way from Long Island to Brooklyn. Last minute, we got last minute corner. We're putting things together. It was a wild ride. Wild ride. We were signing contracts in the back before the press conference. Right before the weigh-ins, really. After the weigh-ins, the press conference was right then and there. That was wild. Wild series of events. I don't think there's good. I mean, is there going to be a crazier series of events in any weekend of MMA? I don't think so. That was wild. And
the only thing crazier would have been if he threw a real estate sign through that bus instead of a dolly.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
I don't need to take this over.
It's all right.
Ariel, take it over, man. I just want to be half like you, on this podcast thing.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet? Tell us the story behind the story.
Story behind the story was I like to mess around with some Twitter accounts here and there, like some parody MMA accounts. And so I heard Al on TV.
You have multiple accounts?
I do.
What are the others?
It's Dana Unleashed, which I don't really do much with anymore, and then Not Coker, where I just kind of make fun of.
Oh, you're not Coker?
Yeah.
I had no idea. That's a legendary one.
Thank you.
Am I crazy for thinking that Not Coker was the first?
No, Dana Unleashed, but Dana never does anything on Twitter anymore, so it's not so fun. It was funner when he did stuff, but no, Not Coker's like the Bob Newhart, I think, of Twitter accounts. It's just a real dry sense of humor. And then, of course, my boring verified account, but nobody cares about that anymore. They just care about real estate.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what happened?
So then what happened was he's like, sends me a message. You know, I thought I was stealing something with this real estate account. I thought if I didn't make it, like within the next 10 minutes, it was going to be somebody else's idea. So I start tweeting at some of Al's nemesis, if you will. I think it was KJ Johnson at the time. He had a little issue with the water gun incident in the UFC retreat. And then next thing I know, I get this DM from Al Iaquinta himself. And he says, "Hey, Raging Al, that backdrop you have has my actual phone number. Can you change it?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, man, I'm so sorry." And then he sends me another message that says, "If Ariel Helwani contacts you, tell him that you're really him, that I'm really Al Iaquinta." And
Come on now.
And I'm like, okay. And then the next thing I know, you're doing an interview with him at his parents' beach Long Island house, and you're asking him about the real estate account, and he wasn't quite sure what you were getting at. And then again, on the MMA hour, you're asking him about it, and he basically, he played along. He's like, you're like, you never tweet on your real account anymore. You tweet on the real estate account. That's where the action's at. And then I was like, I still have the sound bites on my computer actually, but it was just hilarious. And so we just kind of gone back and forth here throughout the years. It's been about 4 years now. And, we may collaborate on going after a few people here and there. Maybe some people in the mixed martial arts world, maybe Dylan Dance, maybe not. And
that's the worst. It can be the worst guy.
Annoying person on social. Like anytime I go to a sports center, ESPN MMA, no matter what time it is, if it's something related to like, a person who might be famous, a Floyd or whatever, there he is with a stupid comment. Khabib, Khan. It's just like every time, Dylan, enough already. Read the room. You can't comment on anything I say until you fight again. I either accept the fact that you're just a professional Instagram commenter or fight again. Leave us alone. I mean, it's enough.
That guy's not fighting anybody. Who's the guy he's fought? Nobody in the Bellator. I almost fought him I almost got him one night. We were out in the city. This was like a couple months ago, and we were going to some after hours spot, and he was waiting online. I guess he couldn't get in. So I was walking up with my buddy Emilio's Bellato, and he came up to me trying to be cool. I think he saw that we were getting in, and he wanted to like come in with me. I was like, dude, I saw him when I got out of the Uber, and I was like, oh my God, I'm just gonna beeline right in. I don't want to see this guy. I'm just walking straight in, and there was people online waiting to talk to the bouncer. So I had to stop, and that gave him a chance to come and approach me. And I was like, listen, dude, you talk shit online, just leave it. Just do your thing. I'm going to do my thing. He goes, oh, what are you going to go on with Emilio, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah. And then he got confrontational, and he goes, oh, let's go. I go, bro, let's go right now. I'll fight you right now. And, of course, he had like a bunch of guys with him. They broke it up. They got in between us, and he was still jabbing, talking shit as we were walking away. Ended up walking around the block, came back, got in. He was gone. We had a great night, probably one of the best nights I've ever had. And he almost ruined it, but we didn't let him. He would have got his freaking clock cleaned that night. Cleaned. I was having such a good night. I was having like the best night ever. And then I see this freaking guy. I was like, this guy is not freaking ruining it. Not happening. Oh.
Did you have respect for him pre-Twitter commenter, like East Coast guy, Marcelo Garcia? Did you ever cross paths with him?
No, I don't really know much about him. I don't know who he is. I really just know that he was a jiu-jitsu guy that trained Conor. And then that was my introduction to him. I didn't know him on the jiu-jitsu scene. I'm not like I don't really follow the jiu-jitsu scene like that. But yeah, no, that's how I know him. I know him as like Connor's training partner who just talks a lot of shit. He didn't fight anybody. He doesn't fight nobody.
You
So,
think he'll ever fight anybody in mixed martial arts that Scott Coker doesn't find in an Arby's parking lot?
Doubtful. Very doubtful. You know? But yeah, I don't think he's fighting anybody. I don't think he's fighting anybody anytime soon. Ariel, what'd you think of a fight this weekend, my man?
Ooh.
Which one? The Greg Hardy versus Tai Tuivasa fight?
Yeah.
I've never seen
how
another again.
freaking cool is Tai Tuivasa? He's
the freaking
coolest.
man.
He's the best guy in the world. He was so close to getting. He got hit pretty hard. I think Hardy had that fight. He was looking good. He had him hurt, and then one shot changed the whole thing. One shot, you could be looking like a bad night. One punch from Tai Tuivasa, you're doing shoeys on top of the cage. Incredible. I love the shoey.
Stone cold.
Would you do a
Tai
shoey?
Tuivasa.
Would you do a shoey?
We used to, when I was like freaking, shout out to Tim Murray. I wonder if Tim Murray is here. Ricky McLean. We used to do shoeys when I was like 17 years old. Not so much. I think I did like one, but they would do them every weekend. They would do them all the time. Then Tai Tuivasa starts doing it. I was like, we used to do this at Minnesota's in Long Beach all the time. And yeah, no, I wasn't a big shoey guy. I think I did maybe one. And I was like, all right, that was it. I did it. That's it. If I would do a shoey with Tai Tuivasa, though. Ariel, would you do a shoey with Tai Tuivasa?
No.
Never.
You can't.
If he was,
You can't pay me enough money in the world.
If he becomes the number one pound for pound fighter in the whole world, and he wants you to do a shoey with him, you're not going to do a shoey with Tai Tuivasa, the number one at this time. Fast forward like 2 years from now, he's like Lamborghini. He's like Ty Tui McGregor. He's got like Lamborghinis, mansions. You guys find yourselves in Australia somewhere, and he's showing you around. There's like a bunch of women all over the place, and they're like, Ariel, do a shoey. You're not going to do a shoey?
Not even close. I walk away. I mean, I thought you were going to go, if he's the number one fighter in the world and he's so famous and all this stuff, and he says, I'll only do an interview with you if you do the shoey. Am I doing it? Absolutely not. I have some self-respect.
Wow.
I mean, come on. It's the most.
Ariel, what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen?
I'm a germaphobe. I don't want. It's disgusting.
I think it's good. It's good for you. You do a little shoey. It builds the immunity. It builds it up. I'm guaranteeing Tai Tuivasa didn't get COVID because he does shoeys. Guaranteed.
Listen to me. It's one thing to do it with your own shoe, okay? That's one thing. But he never even does it with his own shoe. He's doing it with some random schmo's shoe. What the heck? And then you try to, you try to trust people. You try to give people the benefit of the doubt. And what do? They put freaking hot sauce in it too. I mean, that's disgusting.
I think it was Dustin's hot sauce, to be fair.
Great.
Yeah.
It's great hot sauce, by the way. I've had it.
I haven't. I'm going to have to.
I haven't had it. I've got to give it a shot.
I think there was a bunch of Long Island guys standing over me. I'd probably give into the peer pressure and do a shoey.
Yeah, there we go. We'd get Ariel. Ariel, you come down to Minnesota. They got me to do a shoey. I wasn't a big shoey guy, Crazy. But fuck it, why not? Give us shoey. The CDC says one shoey a year, and you don't get COVID.
Ariel, what was worse for you to watch, the shoey or Connor breaking his leg?
No, I mean, of course, the shoey's fun. I did feel bad for him when he said that it was hot sauce in the second one. You could see on his face it was pretty gross. I thought the shoey was hilarious. It was like Stone Cold Steve Austin sitting at the top of the thing there, and they throw it to him. Like, he's done the shoey before around the cage, but he's never done it, like this. So I thought it was amazing. The Connor thing was gruesome. It was hard to watch. Yeah. Who wants to see that? So, of course, the Connor thing. The Connor thing was crazy because you guys still hear me or no?
Yeah, we hear you perfect.
Oh, yeah, we got you, man.
Okay. Okay. I realize why there was an echo. It's because the app was on at the same time. I'm such an idiot. I kept the app open. The the Connor thing was tough because he was there and he's trash talking and he's on the ground, but he can't move. It was almost like the end of a movie where Dustin and his wife are kind of riding off and he's there yelling, but he can't move. It felt like some sort of like action movie where the bad guy in this particular case is trying to exact revenge, but he can't move. I feel like this happened in some sort of movie. You know what I mean? Like it was such a bizarre, unique thing where how rare is it in MMA? You know, there's usually two guys. We've obviously seen two guys not like each other after a fight and say things to each other. We've seen that a bunch of times. But where the one guy is on the ground and he can't move and is still, you know, going at it was just almost surreal, if I'm being honest. It was very strange to watch that whole thing unfold.
It was super strange.
And by the way, I just want to add, I'm not making any excuses for him at all. Like the stuff about the wife, I mean, I don't feel comfortable about any of that, honestly. But it would be nice if they went back to their old rule of not talking. Like, can you imagine the pain that he was in that moment? He was probably delirious, or guys getting knocked out. Why do we have to interview them in that spot? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't either.
There's more important things in life. You know what I mean? Like you're talking about what you're gonna kill somebody. It's like, dude, you got all the money in the world. Why don't you go back, put the, you know, get your leg fixed. There's more important things. I was just crazy. Like, what are you gonna do on the ground with your leg in half? You're not gonna do anything. It was crazy.
Well, that's why I felt like he was almost like a little delirious. I mean, that couldn't have felt good. But I don't disagree with anything that you said. And honestly, it was a departure. Like for everything you could say about Connor, you know, when he lost to Nate, he handled it very well. Like he was very, he was very humble. He showed up to the press conference. This is all a departure from the Connor. Like he's done stuff crazy in the lead up, but the loss to Nate, I thought, you know, he handled that very well. The loss to Floyd, of course, the Khabib thing. The brawl wasn't started by him. Remember, it was started by Khabib. So this was a departure, and I think I said it to DC Saturday morning, or maybe it was Friday night. Remember early in his career in the UFC, he always used to say, like at the weigh-in, like there is no opponent, it's just a figure and all that stuff. This time he was so emotional, it was so personal about the charity and everything at the weigh-in. You remember he was yelling at him, and it just kind of all felt like a departure from the guy who was able to, you know, like that, talking about his wife and all that stuff. But I thought Dustin looked like $1 million, and I hope he gets a ton of sponsors out of that and makes a ton of money. And I'm not just talking about, you know, crypto companies that they put on your shirt for free. I'm talking about like actual sponsors that go to your bank account, because he deserves it.
He couldn't have handled himself better in the lead up. Fought incredibly in the fight, and then afterwards, incredible. Yeah, I don't know. Connor doesn't. I don't know if he's. See, he's started to make excuses now with everything. He's like, I already had a broken. I just saw ESPN posted a little thing. He's scooting down. He's scooting down the street, and he's going. I had stress fractures in my leg going into the fight because I was sparring without shin guards on, and I'm like, dude, whose fault is that? Dustin had shin guards on, right? He in the lead up to the fight, he didn't go in with injuries because he trains. You know, he's like always an excuse now. That's not good. If you know, when he didn't have excuses, even with the Khabib fight, he made excuses. The Diaz one, I don't think he made too many excuses, but this one is just excuse after excuse after excuse. Jesus, you know, not a good look, especially from your scooter down the street. I don't know.
Jeez.
Oh my. But now we're going to see Dustin. By the way, wins that fight for the males. I could see a scenario, and you can call me crazy all you want, if Dustin wins that fight, that they'll do the fourth fight for the belt. And I'm not saying that this is what should happen, but you know, Al, you know this is
get ripped out.
You know, right? Do you disagree or agree that this is not a possible scenario that could play out?
It's possible, but I would hope that in that time, Connor's going to be out for a while. Another I mean, I think there's gonna be a guy. There's gonna be a guy that Makachev maybe comes
Emerges?
up out of nowhere. You know, somebody.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a new contender that puts him to the back burner. He's gonna be out for a little bit. Who knows? He might have to wreck a bus to keep himself relevant or something. You know, he's gonna have to do something to keep himself in there because that was not a good look on the way out. You know.
I mean, even at the press conference,
Yeah.
Dana was saying that he's going to do it, and
Yeah,
even
it's
Justin was
crazy.
saying at the press conference that he would be open to it. I mean, you can't ignore. I'm saying the UFC
Yeah.
can't ignore the money, the difference in the money that he generates. Still, now we'll see if this has a lasting effect. I suspect it doesn't. That he generates as opposed to, the vast majority of the fighters in that division or even in the sport. I mean, it's astronomical. Like 1.8 million pay-per-view buys. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
could you imagine the UFC getting that, several years ago pre-Conor? That wasn't common. 2 million is the record. So I'm just saying there's a scenario. Now, if Charles wins, I think it becomes a little less likely because that's not like a money fight. I mean, Conor fighting anyone.
Yeah.
But I think that they'll be hard pressed to ignore it if Dustin wins the belt. And also, Dustin versus Charles is probably going to happen when? I don't know, 5-6 months, just given the timeline of things. And then the winner of that will be ready in another 5-6 months. Now we're talking a year after the injury. It's not a crazy thing. I'm not saying it's what should happen. All I'm saying is don't be surprised if it happens.
Don't even put it in the air, Ariel. I don't like it. I don't
Okay.
like it.
Sorry.
I don't like it. But you're right. I'm with you. Definitely a possibility.
I can't
We'll
believe
see.
the difference between, Conor Poirier 2, how he presented himself before and after the fight, and then how he presented himself after this third fight. Just crazy.
How good was it when the reporter, he goes, last time you were so cool and friendly. This time, what happened? He's back to being an asshole. And
Yeah.
Dustin just chimes in and he goes, because he got knocked the fuck out. Oh, man. And Conor always has a response for everything. And
Yeah.
Conor was just like this. Had nothing to say. Dustin, he almost went, he kind of fumbled with that second line. I forget what he said. But what was it? I forget. He fumbled with something, but it didn't even matter. That first one was so hard because he got knocked the F out. Oh,
Was it the McGregor fast one?
Yeah, he said it's not McGregor fast, it's McGregor asleep. It would have been a little better if he was like, it's McGregor fast asleep.
Yes.
It didn't even matter. It was so hard and it was so true, and Conor had nothing to say. I think that was, I think Conor's just such, at this point, he's so full of it, and he's like, he breathes this stuff. He's like an MMA narcissist. It's all got to be about him. And then for him to get that comment like that where he's got no rebuttal, it's like, you got knocked the fuck out. And he's going, his one, he was knocked out cold. My one, I was like there, like awake, kind of like sleeping. I was comfortable. I was like, oh my God. He can't just accept defeat and move on and rebuild anymore. It's not. I don't think.
Look at this. Look at this. Here we are, three of the smartest minds in MMA history, chatting on some app that I've never heard of as of 5 hours ago, and we're spending all this time talking about him. Like, he still captivates.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He got us.
It's incredible. It's incredible. Yep. But we'll see. We'll see what it's going to be a long road back. I don't know. You really want to, after breaking your leg like that, you really want to, you got a family, you got, money, all the money in the world. Why bother? Why bother? But I guess that's why he is who he is. You know what I mean? Rent free. I love that. Everyone says he's rent free in my head. He's rent free in our heads. He's the most polarizing guy in the sport. You got to talk about it. It's good conversation. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what it is. This is why I love this. I love the sport. I love, I'm going to talk. I got to talk about the best, the most, just because it's me talking about it. I'm a fan of the sport before anything. So don't, all you guys in the comments.
Yeah, get out of here.
Shut the hell up.
Can I throw out another one that I've been thinking about a lot lately, and I think this might surprise you guys? Can I throw this out? You tell me what you think. is Jake Paul likable? Because I gotta say, this guy lately has been throwing out some pretty. I mean, like the thing with the necklace and the helping out the female fighter on the UFC roster with the donation, and I don't know. Is Jake Paul likable all of a sudden? What do you guys think?
I don't like TV Jake, but I like, he comes in some of these interviews. He was on with Chael recently. He was a very genuine guy.
Yes. Al? Crazy? Are you crazy?
100%. At first, I was like, fuck this guy. He's a freaking YouTube guy. He's trying to box. Look, he's coming in. He's got enough money where he can do what he wants to do. He's training like a professional fighter. A lot of guys at 2-0, 3-0, they're working full-time jobs. They're training after doing a construction work for 10 hours. Yeah. This guy's 3-0. He's in the spotlight. He's got all the money. He's training with the best guys. He knows how to work hard and he knows how to get good, and he's surrounding himself with the people that he needs to. And now he's starting to advocate for the UFC fighters to get paid.
Yes.
And he touched my heart with that one. I got to give it to him. And I've become a huge fan. And he's getting good. He's scary. He's a big guy. He's strong. He's athletic, and he's definitely got the right mindset. And he's got that X factor, that cockiness that draws people in. And he's been winning. He's kind of worked his way up the right way. He's going after Woodley now, which I think is a perfect step up in competition. And I mean, he looked a lot bigger than Woodley in that stare down.
I know. I mean, Woodley's a 170 pounder. He's probably 200 pounds.
Yeah, and it's a big name for him. Woodley's he's had a bunch of knockouts. He's definitely got power, but he's getting towards the end. It seems like while Jake Paul's he's just climbing. He's getting better and better every fight. It's.
Will you watch that, Al?
Will I watch it?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. That's gonna be. I'm into it, man. I'm into this whole. At first, I hated it. I was like,
right?
Oh, this is such a freak show. The first Triller event when it was like, it had all the concerts in the middle. Was that the last one? I forget. I didn't like that part.
Yeah.
That was like a little. That was like a little weird, And then you had the comedian in there and this and that. I don't know. I'm a little old school when it comes to that. Make it like a fight, but I don't know. Maybe that's what the younger generation needs to kind of get into it. Nah, right?
Waste some money. Save that money for the fighters.
Yeah.
You're trying to build a fight promotion. No one's tuning into a fight promotion to watch Ice Cube. Ice Cube's great. I love Ice Cube, but no one cares.
My daughter tuned in to watch Justin Bieber, though, for the record.
I know, but you can watch Justin Bieber anyway. Like, think about the money that must have costed them. You didn't need that.
This next one's on Showtime, correct? This is not a Triller event?
Yeah,
okay,
and I actually think that's a really smart play by Jake and his team because there's credibility that comes with being on Showtime. They're like, oh, man, now you're on Showtime? And he put Amanda Serrano on his undercard, who's one of the best female boxers on the planet. So he's giving women's boxing, a bit of a light as well. Like, I don't know, man. This guy, he has I don't know if you ever dealt with him, Al. He has a guy named Nikisa, who used to be the CFO of the UFC. He was basically Lorenzo's right-hand man, very smart guy, very sharp guy. And when he was involved in the sale of the company, and when they sold the UFC to Endeavor, Nikisa went with Lorenzo to go work on his ventures and all that stuff. Nikisa is basically his manager and his advisor. And, when you see Jake writing a lot about fighter pay and the finances, something tells me that Nikisa is guiding him a little bit on all of that because he knows his stuff. So he's a very, very sharp guy. And I think his moves, like even today, I don't know if you guys saw the note that he wrote Dustin about the necklace, and he writes like, "P.S. Tell Jolie I say hi. She's a badass." I'm like, man,
that's
incredible.
He's hitting all the notes. He's hitting all the notes. It's pretty, and he's a young kid, and I think everyone wanted to hate him, and he could be a bit of a punk and the YouTube stuff, but I don't know. And by the way, not for nothing, he's giving Tyron Woodley, who is one of the all-time greats, the biggest payday of his career.
Yeah,
like I'm happy just for Woodley that he's getting this opportunity. Like there's a trickle. That's the part that all the haters don't understand. He's not taking anyone's spot the same way, and I know you didn't agree with it, Al, CM Punk didn't take anyone's spot. In fact, he gave Mickey Gall a spot. He gave Mike Jackson a spot. Like, this isn't the NBA where you get 15 slots. You're actually lifting boats. You're a rising tide as a result. Now, you could hate that, he gets more shine or more money than the guy who's working the 9 to 5 and all that. But look at Woodley. He's getting the biggest payday. Look at Serrano. She told Mark Ramundi yesterday, biggest payday of her career. Blah, blah, blah. How can you hate on that? Legit fighters are getting paydays. So I dig it.
This reminds me of, back in the way, way long time ago here, back in the wrestling days when, heel Rock and heel Austin started all of a sudden getting pops, and they became likable characters.
No, for sure. He's definitely.
That's just a horrible analogy.
Oh, wow.
You lost
Thanks.
me at that one.
I just went with it. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Stone Cold, the freaking.
I mean, we were vibing there, and you just lost us.
God damn it.
It happens. They all can't be gold. You know what I mean?
You know what? That's true.
That's it. Sometimes you just gotta build yourself back and do it again. It'll be better the next time.
I know. Hey, listen, being able to sustain real estate jokes for 4 years, that's got to be impressive on some sort of level.
Good.
Nah, it's
impressive.
incredible. I love when people think it's me. I go, thank you. Yes.
He's got your voice down. He's got your voice down for sure.
It was so good when he did Cajun Johnson. Really.
Oh my gosh, that was so bad. I mean, they believed it. They wanted to believe it was you so bad, Al. I had no New York accent whatsoever. I just knew the name of your doctor. I set up a fake Skype account, and that's all I needed. A half an hour of podcast gold with Cajun Johnson. Cajun Johnson and Shaquille Marjar. That was so fun.
It was good times. The good old days. Cajun Johnson. I wonder what he's doing.
I don't know.
He's in Canada.
He's what's that?
He's fighting though.
No, he has a gym, a TriStar gym over there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice. Good.
I mean, he was all right. He was another casualty, right? He spoke up a little too much and had a solid career.
You don't do the fake handshake thing probably to Dana White, and then
that was not
right after. No.
Especially, you gotta. You see, when I was on a 5-fight win streak, you see how much shit I was talking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm on a 2-fight losing streak. Do you see how much shit I'm talking?
Yeah.
Not the same. It's not the same. You know what I mean? So I gotta get back. I gotta get back in the win column. Start talking some shit again. I gotta get out there and freaking start doing it for the people.
Amen.
How do you feel about Paul Felder retiring? That would have been another possible fight for you.
I mean, look, he did. It just never worked out. We kept trying. We kept, going back and forth, and then the Khabib thing happened. I was supposed to fight him then.
That's
and
right.
A couple of fights, in the future didn't pan out. But I think he had a great career. East Coast guy, and now he's doing the commentary, and he's really good at it. So he's got another passion that I think he's working on, just like he's working on he was a student of the game in the cage, and now he's a student of the game right next to the cage. It's a little bit safer where he's sitting now, and I think he's good at what he does, and good for him. You know what I mean?
He's also doing triathlons now.
Yeah.
That's how he trained for that last one, huh? He was just doing a triathlon. He was like, I'll do it. I'll hop in short notice. Did he go 5? Was it 5 rounds he went?
Yeah, with RDA.
Yep.
That's incredible. So, he's got something else that he's doing. He's keeping himself healthy. He's doing the commentary. It's good for him. It's good. It's always good when you see guys get out and look in a good light. They got something there. You know what I mean? There's so many stories of these guys just quit fighting and they got nothing else. So it's always a good story when you hear something like that. He's got something. It's like he kind of just moved on. Fighting wasn't what he wanted to do anymore, and it's a good thing for sure.
That's why it always bothers me when people try to rag on you. And I know that there's like messing around, but you're one of the few guys that actually understood that very hard to make a living for the rest of your life off of fighting. It's unsustainable. B, you got to set yourself up for like post-fighting while you're fighting. Not a lot of guys think that way. And then you see these guys who are left with nothing to their name. They gave us 15 years of fights, UFC pay-per-views, main events, and what do they have? So
I was definitely, I was kind of, in a way it was a curse, but in a way it was a blessing that I got hurt, towards the beginning of my career, and I realized very quickly how you're just kind of, if you're out, they'll put you out and they'll get someone else in. So I realized very, very quickly that you got to start thinking of the future, because I could have very easily been on The Ultimate Fighter, gone on, won, kept winning, and then, healthy, get to the point where now we're a little bit farther further in life, and then it ends, and then at that point it's a little too late. So I think it all just worked out. It all just worked out right for me, to where I realized that at the right age, the right point in my career, that you can't keep banking on these paychecks. The fight paycheck is good. You get a big lump sum of money, and you think that it's going to keep coming. So you're spending, it's coming in, it's going out, it's coming in, it's going out. But you got to really, these guys got to start. I mean, everyone is, but I hope everyone is investing and not spending. Because I spent a little bit of money on some, you go out, you get a little paycheck, you buying everyone drinks, you feel cool, but you do that too much, that doesn't last forever. Definitely not. So, yeah, it all kind of worked out for me.
What a time to be in real estate, by the way. I got a fun fact for you, Ariel. So I bought a second place, like a family place out on the lake, and Al was one of the first people I showed the listing to.
Crushed
That's
it.
amazing.
Crushed it. Incredible property. Anything waterfront is, to me, priceless. So
where's this?
So I'm in Missouri. So it's the Branson area. It's Table Rock Lake. It's kind of a rural area. It's not quite in the mecca of what is Branson. And it was these people were just motivated to sell. My friend lives by there and says, "You better offer asking price." I'm like, "I don't know." Al says, "Never offer asking price." And if I wouldn't have, it would have been gone the next day. And literally, the house down the street, they're like condos. They're like the same units. The house down the street sold for $100,000 more than I paid for this one. It came with a boat and furniture. I'm set. It's beautiful. And Al Iaquinta helped me get there.
Wow. So you guys are actual buds.
Yeah. Yeah.
This MMA,
Best friends. Yep.
the MMA world is sick. I love it, man. I've met so many interesting, cool, friendly people from all over the world through MMA. It's cool.
The best community. They can be ruthless at times, but it's a great community to be a part of.
Ruthless. All these guys, go sell a house, Al. Freaking damn right I will. What is it? These guys think they're making fun of me because I'm selling a house.
Yeah.
Sell a couple houses, you buy an investment property, you're looking good. A couple investment properties, you're chilling. Why not? What the heck?
This is part of the podcast, though, Ariel. He wants to bring these people in. He wants them to talk all their shit, and we're gonna bring them in live. We're gonna let them try to talk, and we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna let it all loose here.
Yeah, we're gonna. Who is this? Where's this guy? Notorious Style Bender. He says, "I'm falling asleep." Are you kidding me? We're gonna bring you on. I'm gonna freaking kick your freaking ass, guys. Get the hell out of here. Are you falling asleep? We got Ariel Helwani on here. You ain't falling asleep. You're falling asleep now. Get the hell out of here.
Ariel Helwani wants to fucking come on your show. He comes on your show. You need to wait.
That's right.
Oh man, Ariel, I can't thank you enough for coming on. This is big, man. This is big.
Anything for you, Al? Aaron, sometimes for you. It depends. I mean, it can be a little annoying if I'm being honest.
Oh my gosh.
But Al, I take the shirt off my back for that guy. One of the all-time greats, legend. I got to meet his family. His mom made me pina colada, for God's sakes.
Yes.
It was a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. What beach was that, Al? Somewhere on Long Island. What was it called, that beach?
Point Lookout, Long Island. Beautiful place. Incredible. I'm going to retire. That's where I'm going to retire to. I'm a couple years. I'll move down to Point Lookout and just die down. The place is heaven.
Well, you got the little cabana action. Met your sister, of course. So I feel like I'm an extended member of the family. I'm
absolutely
honored to be on. I'm actually quarantining right now for 2 weeks in Canada with my kids. So it's an interesting time to be alive, but all
with the
good. You guys
quarantine.
give
Oh,
me
just
an
so you
hour.
can visit?
Yeah,
Okay. I got you.
yeah. They're unvaccinated, and in Canada, the rules are much different in Canada. If you're a Canadian citizen and vaccinated, you can cross the border freely as of July 5th. They just changed this on July 5th, but my kids are under 12; they can't get it, etc. So, I haven't seen my family in a year and a half. Haven't seen my parents in a year and a half. I'm very close to them. Haven't seen my in-laws. My wife hasn't seen her parents since November of 2019 because they live here as well in Montreal. So had to do it, but good times.
We
I
got
wish-
you at the perfect time. You got nothing going on. You're quarantined.
It's fine.
Couldn't
Heelwani, all this
worked out perfect.
My gosh,
Awesome,
man. This is a
Awesome,
total
man.
surprise for me, Ariel. I had no idea you were coming
Oh, he
on.
didn't tell you?
No, total surprise. That's why I didn't think it was
that's
the real you. It's like, what? Come on now. No, it was awesome. I'll try to be less annoying. I doubt I will.
No,
but,
I'm kidding. Much
I
love,
know,
Aaron. You're a
I
great guy,
Yeah,
and
thank you.
I'm just trying to troll the troll.
Yeah,
You're a great guy, and I love where your heart's at. So
thank you so much.
much love to you guys. And anytime you want me on, I'm happy to come on.
Oh,
You're the
beautiful.
man, Ariel.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Al, MMA Hour, I need you back in studio.
Yes.
Dude, you tell me there, like you said, you're walking along. I'm walking wherever you gotta go. I don't
Ariel,
care.
can I come with him? I'll just bring you guys coffee
No,
and stuff and hang out.
absolutely
Shit.
The worst idea.
Oh God! Listen, I'll never send you annoying Twitter DMs again. I got your phone number now, baby. So.
Oh yeah.
Aaron,
See you
we'll
guys.
work on it. We'll work on it. We'll get you in there.
Ariel, thank you so much.
Ariel, thank you, brother. Take care.
Anytime.
Love
Peace.
it.
All right. Love you, man.
All right.